It's morphin time.
That's right.
It's 6 more morphin times, or 5 more morphin times, to be honest.
A lot of more morphin times.
So yeah, we talked earlier about how we went to go see the Power Rangers movie. Mm-hmm. We both had positive things to say about it and gave it an overall positive review. Looks like, and of course, if you watch the whole movie, you know there's very much hints at future plans for sequels. Mm-hmm. But apparently, there's a plan for 5 Power Rangers sequels. 5, like in one arch, like story arch. So,
them actors gonna be old.
It depends on how quickly they can do them, because sometimes they're able to like split them out like every 2 years. So maybe, I mean, if they don't seem to be, you know, much into their 20s.
Yeah.
So that could go well for them. And here's the deal, and we were talking about this, the first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was somewhere around like 90 episodes long. And the second season wasn't much shorter than that. And then I think the third season was also like around 90 episodes. So there's like a crazy amount of content that they could pull.
Not all of it
just from
good,
the first era of Power Rangers. Not all of it's good.
Because a lot of it's probably too silly. I mean, you know.
Well, of course. But here's what I want to see in the next film. I want to see Lord Zed.
Would he be that early?
Well, he's like the second season.
Who would be like the biggest of all of them?
Well, here's how that kind of works. I mean, there's not really a big baddie.
So there's not like a Thanos.
No,
that they could build to.
I mean, Lord Zed's kind of a big deal, and then like in season 3, Rita Repulsa has a brother that shows up named Rito Revolto.
Change that name if you're gonna do that.
Who looks like a skeleton wearing armor, but like the armor is also bone, so I don't know how that works.
Right.
And it's so weird because at first, like when he first shows up, he kind of pulls a Lord Zed, destroys all of the Zords, and then they have to go get new powers and all this stuff. And then as the season goes on, like he's just another dolt. Like he's really dumb. Like I think I told you that Goldar was kind of dumb. Yeah. He makes Goldar look like Einstein. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, he's really an idiot, especially like later on in season 3.
That's how like most of the villains are.
Yeah, so it's like, oh wow, he did what Lord Zed could never accomplish to do. How did he do that again? Like Lord Zed seems a lot more competent than this guy. So yeah, like I would say easily Lord Zed is like the most beloved or favorited villain of the Power Rangers universe.
Well, maybe they should save him.
Or just have him be a recurring villain, you know?
Yeah.
In the original 95 movie, there was a villain named Ivan Ooze who was kind of silly.
Lord Zed's that dude with like the teeth mask with the visor and like the thing on his head.
And you could see his brain, and he's all muscles, and he's got tubes like every.
Yeah.
He looks something out of like.
He looks like a Power Ranger because he's got like the visor.
Yeah,
right?
He's really
Doesn't
cool.
he?
And he does not come from the Japanese footage at all. He's like a completely original character to the show. So he's really cool.
What does he sound like?
Oh gosh, his voice is like I will destroy the Power Rangers, but it's like it's distorted, and he just sounds like constantly angry.
And so he's got like that Z.
He's got the Z at the top, and he's got a staff with a Z on the end of the staff. It's really cool. But I liked how Lord Zed is like the opposite of Zordon. They both have Z's going on with their names. So I hope they do that. If not the second movie, they got to do that with the third movie. But they could borrow from the other Power Rangers things. Here's the deal. So they explain in the movie why the Zords are fashioned after dinosaurs. Cars, because there's something called Power Rangers Turbo. I hope that they don't go that route. But at one point, like, their cars...
Really?
Are Zords, like, giant cars. Really? They do that at some point?
I mean, that's not a bad idea to have like cool cars and like jets, like futuristic, like really fast cars with like guns and stuff.
I don't know. I always like them.
They're just supposed to be vehicles.
Yeah, and I don't. And yeah, I'm conflicted with that. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to keep like the same powers, or if they're going to get like different suits, or if they're going to even follow those same.
I feel like they'll change
storylines
a couple of times.
Oh, probably, but I don't know if they'll do anything major. Like, I kind of feel like this movie is kind of like the first episode of Power Rangers, except like stretched out into a movie, but in a good way, because they added in a lot of cool stuff. Plus, the Rangers never fought Rita directly in the show.
Like, in the show,
yeah, in the movie,
yeah, I was like, they tried.
So yeah, it was. I think 6 movies. It's funny because we're talking about 6 movies. Transformers isn't even on their. They're just now getting to their 5th one.
Hopefully, these go by faster than the Transformers.
Maybe
is wanting to do.
Maybe because there's been gaps where we haven't had Transformers movies for a while.
Like,
I think
3 years.
Like let's chill a little bit on the Transformers for a while, but then not reboot it, but pick it up later. So I think there's definitely more. There's room for sequels. I would have shot for a trilogy first before thinking like, yeah, we can do this in 6 movies. 6 movies? What are you, Harry Potter? Or Star Wars? Come on. But it's kind of that whole Marvel Cinematic Universe effect that everyone wants to mimic. And
no one's succeeded. Keep trying, DC. Keep trying. Takes a little bit more than 3 years, though. That's all
I was going to say was Marvel's the only one who's really succeeded, but no, you went straight for the jugular and had to bring DC up. But yeah, we'll see. I hope if they're going to be like this movie, except better, I think they've got nothing to worry about.
I don't even like I'm not like a big Power Rangers fan, as we talked about earlier, but like I get pretty excited about the idea of them like traveling in space and stuff. Like, that'd be awesome.
They could do that. Space works. I just don't know about Turbo. I don't know about the Zords.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.